Hello everyone, and welcome back to Agriculture Insight. Ever feel overwhelmed by the hustle and bustle of daily life? If so, join us as we explore the vast fields of America, where vibrant red and white cabbages are ready for harvest. In 2023, American farmers harvested 2.4 billion pounds of cabbage, contributing $2.3 billion to the U.S. economy, an astonishing amount. Today, we'll travel to states like California and Wisconsin, home to some of the nation's largest cabbage farms. We'll follow the farmers from planting to harvest, using modern technology, and witness the sorting, packing, and especially the pickling process at the factory, making sauerkraut an American favorite. But before we start, please like, subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. Growing and harvesting cabbage requires a combination of modern agricultural techniques, from selecting the right varieties to caring for and harvesting with advanced technology. There are two popular types of cabbage, white and red. White cabbage ranges in color from pale green to white, while red cabbage varies from purple to deep red. White cabbage has a milder flavor, less bitter than red cabbage, generally slightly sweet. Red cabbage tastes a bit more bitter and spicy. Cabbage can be used fresh or processed into pickles. In the U.S., the cabbage harvesting season typically occurs from late spring to early fall, depending on the region and climate conditions. This is when cabbage reaches its optimal ripeness, with ideal moisture content for harvesting and processing. Farmers carefully select the right time for harvest based on the growth of the cabbage plants and their harvesting goals. Large farms in the U.S. often employ modern machinery for harvesting cabbages, including automatic cabbage cutting harvesters and conveyor belts to help farmers harvest over large areas. Returning to the fields in April, when the weather has warmed and the frost season is over, is the ideal time to start planting cabbage. Different cabbage varieties require varying growth periods, from 70 to 120 days to fully mature. Cabbage seedlings are usually grown in nurseries to ensure they get enough nutrients and are robust before being transplanted outdoors. Initially, cabbage seeds are sown in nursery trays filled with rich, nutrient-dense soil. It takes about 10 days for the seeds to grow into seedlings. The seedlings need to be watered regularly, but avoiding waterlogging to prevent disease. Modern nurseries with advanced technology easily control environmental factors like temperature and humidity. Once the seedlings are sufficiently mature, they are moved to the larger fields for planting. At the farm, the soil must be thoroughly plowed to make it loose and aerated, aiding root development. Farmers create raised beds to improve drainage, prevent water accumulation around the roots, and facilitate later harvesting. Next, the cabbage seedlings are transferred to planting machines. There are various types of planting machines. Some can fully automate the planting process, while others require a farmer to manually place the plants into the system. Once the plants are placed, they are lowered into the ground by the system. These machines precisely position and create holes in the pre-plowed soil, then meticulously plant the seeds or seedlings one by one. They also accurately space the plants about 20 centimeters apart to ensure they have enough room to grow. These farmers are hard-working immigrants who are hired for $5 an hour. On some other farms, farmers cover the cabbage with plastic before planting to retain moisture and control weeds more effectively. After planting, the cabbage plants require careful maintenance. First, watering must be consistent, sufficiently moist but without causing waterlogging, as cabbage does not tolerate excess water. Second, regular fertilization is necessary, typically using organic or chemical fertilizers rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium to nourish the plants throughout their growth phase. Creating raised beds not only improves drainage but also facilitates strong root development. This process should be done before planting and can be adjusted throughout the plant's life cycle to ensure optimal growth. Additionally, pesticide application is an essential step to protect the plants from harmful insects and diseases, especially leaf-eating insects and fungal diseases. Cabbage typically takes about 70 to 120 days to be ready for harvest, depending on the variety and growing conditions. When ready, the cabbage heads will be firm and heavy, and the outer leaves will be smooth and shiny, tightly wrapping around the head, while the inner leaves near the center are softer and darker in color. This is the ideal time to harvest, as waiting too long can cause the cabbage to harden and lose its flavor. Each cabbage farm typically spans several hectares, resulting in a vast quantity of cabbage. Harvesting can be done manually, with conveyor belt assistance, or entirely by machines. Both red and white cabbages are harvested in the same manner. Each cabbage head can weigh between 4 to 6 pounds. Let's take a look at the harvesting processes for these two types of cabbage. First, let's visit the conveyor-assisted harvests on farms in California. The setup includes tractors with long conveyor belts on either side. The tractor moves along the farm rows, and the farmers follow, manually cutting the cabbages from their roots and gently placing them on the conveyor belt. These farmers are typically immigrants hired at low wages, around $5 per hour. They are forced to work hard for an American dream. The conveyor belt then transports the cabbages to a central area where another person on the tractor arranges the cabbages in bins. This continuous conveyor system reduces labor intensity and saves time while ensuring each cabbage head is handled gently to prevent bruising. Finally, forklifts move the bins of cabbage to trucks for transport to processing facilities. Some farms have covered machinery that allows farmers to pack cabbage directly on the machine. Let's see how farmers work hard. During cabbage harvesting, farmers work diligently and tirelessly. They often have to bend down or kneel on the ground to cut the cabbage from its root, requiring good physical health and flexibility. This job demands not only strength but also precision to ensure that the cabbages are not damaged during harvesting. Farmers must pay close attention to every detail to ensure that the cabbages are harvested properly and remain fresh. White cabbage is a nutritional powerhouse, packed with essential vitamins and minerals. It is particularly rich in vitamin C, which supports the immune system, and vitamin K, important for bone health and blood clotting. Additionally, white cabbage contains dietary fiber, aiding in digestion and promoting a healthy gut. Harvesting red cabbage is exactly the same as green cabbage. Let's see now. Red cabbage, with its vibrant purple hue, adds a striking pop of color to any dish. This variety is denser and has tougher leaves compared to its green counterpart, with a flavor that is slightly peppery and earthier. Rich in vitamin C and K, red cabbage is not only nutritious, but also offers a variety of culinary uses, from salads to fermented dishes like sauerkraut. Its color can also transform, turning a magical blue when cooked with basic substances, making it a favorite for both visual and gastronomic experiments. Next, let's head to Western New York, where cabbage harvesting is fully automated. The machines use sharp blades to cut the cabbages from the roots, then gently lift them onto an integrated conveyor belt. On this belt, the cabbages are automatically transported through a screening system, where old or damaged leaves are removed. The cabbages are then directly placed into bins for easy transport later. Mechanical harvesting offers significant productivity benefits and time savings, allowing farmers to quickly harvest large areas. The automated system also minimizes manual labor, ensuring uniform quality and reduced post-harvest losses. However, the initial investment for these machines is quite high, around $200,000 each, making it difficult for smaller farms to access this technology. After harvesting, the cabbages are transported to various factories for direct packaging or to be made into sauerkraut. At the cabbage packaging plant, the cabbages are gently unloaded from the trucks. They are then conveyed through a high-pressure water spray system to clean off soil and debris. The cabbages continue along the conveyor to automatic sensors that sort them by size, weight, and freshness. Standard quality cabbages are moved to the packaging area, where they are wrapped with protective film. Some cabbages are also cut into smaller pieces for packaging. This system speeds up the processing, ensuring consistent product quality. The cabbage is labeled for quality control. Finally, the cabbage boxes are stacked on pallets, ready for transportation to markets. Next, we come to the sauerkraut processing factory. The process of making sauerkraut at a factory begins with transporting fresh cabbages from the farms to the facility in large bins, ensuring the cabbages remain fresh. Then, the workers carefully separate the wilted leaves from the cabbage to avoid affecting the quality of the product. Next, the cabbages are sent to a cutting machine, where they are sliced into thin, uniform strips to prepare for fermentation. These cabbage strips are then mixed with salt in large vats, which helps release water from the cabbage and creates an environment for natural fermentation bacteria to thrive. Workers might even stomp on the cabbage strips to ensure they are evenly saturated with salt. It might sound messy, but rest assured, they wash their feet thoroughly beforehand. The fermentation process takes place in large vats or sealed containers, maintaining optimal temperature and humidity for several weeks to achieve the characteristic sour flavor. After fermentation is complete, following this, sauerkraut is packaged in glass jars or vacuum-sealed bags to ensure hygiene and long-lasting freshness. Finally, the products are labeled and packed in boxes for shipment to stores or distributors. Now you have a comprehensive view of how American farmers grow and harvest thousands of tons of cabbage each year. Thank you for joining me in this video. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to discover more about the fascinating world of agriculture. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.